Hey guys, we're coming back for another video to talk about the process of outgrowing friends, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Alright, let's get started. So, the first thing that I kind of want to touch on, wait, hold on, my light. It's not right. Hold on. Is it locked? Okay. I think it's locked. Is it locked? There we go. Okay. I didn't want the light to be changing. But okay, so the first thing that I've kind of learned on this journey, and if you see me look down, I'm looking at my notebook because I had to write some stuff down, because if I just sit here and talk, I will talk your ear off. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I kind of had like a guideline of what I wanted to say. But okay, so first off, what I've learned is that this is hard. okay it's hard to like talk to the camera because like I have really great advice, I have really great things to say, but it's hard like to just talk to yourself on camera, if that makes sense. I'm usually in conversation, and even if I'm the only person speaking at that moment and saying great things, it's like hard to like say it on camera, if that makes sense. Okay, so in the process of outgrowing friends, I started to realize that there was like three key components that really surfaced or kind of came to the surface when I've been navigating through this journey. And the three components that I kind of like came up with were identity, awareness, and growth. And those three components I feel like are key components to the process of outgrowing friends that you've had in your life. And the reason why I chose those three is simply because I feel like, you know, you're beginning to understand your identity, you're heightening your awareness, and you want some type of growth, whether it be in your spiritual life, whether it be in your, mental health, whether it be in your body, whatever the case may be, you're gonna want the end result is growth. And so starting off with identity, like I said, you begin to understand your identity. So I kind of started to realize that I was in this process my freshman year of college. I knew, I had a sense that I was in it in high school because, in high school you're starting to figure out what you want to do in your life, what what you aspire to do, what you believe you want to do, whatever. And I just always knew that I was different, but I wanted so badly to fit in because people always, kind of shame me for my differences. And it wasn't anything bad. I've just always been a natural born leader. And, being a natural born leader, you stand out. Even if you're not trying to, you just do. And so I would find myself, having these different, thoughts on the world and just my views about life. It was so much bigger than me, and it was at a stage, at a point where it was definitely not matching my age group. And so oftentimes I can have these intellectual conversations with people who are way older than me, and they're like, you're only 19? Or even like at the time, they're like, oh, you're only 15, you're only 16, and you're thinking like this. I just always had that different type of thought process than a lot of my peers. But in high school, it was really hard because, a lot of people want to drink and smoke and, do the regular cliche high school things. And that was never really my, agenda in high school. But I wanted to fit in. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to, experience what every high schooler experienced, you know what I'm saying? And I found myself feeling inadequate in my friendships, but nevertheless, I just felt like maybe I'm being over dramatic. Maybe I'm overthinking this. You know what I mean? So because you want so badly to be comforted by your friends. Friendship brings comfort, and so you find yourself not really wanting to break away from that. So I kind of just let that simmer down in my soul, and I didn't say anything. And so we move into the college stage. So I finished my freshman year of college this spring of 2017. I started my college experience in August of 2016. And so, as a freshman in college, I was like, okay, I gotta do the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm going into college, it's a new journey. Like, I felt like I had to be on top, as I always do, because as a natural born leader, I just have that undeniable like thing inside of me. It's just in there. I don't do anything, but there's this ambition stirring in me to always do great things. And so, we go into the freshman year of college, and I um I was like, there was an opportunity to give a speech at the freshman consecration. So I was like, "Ooh, I got to do that." So I did that. And then I became freshman class president, and that is a whole nother story cuz child, and so I wanted to do all these things, so that people would know like, "Oh, she's got it. She's this, whatever the case may be." I always wanted to stand out. But then I found myself, you know, with these friends, you know what I'm saying? Because as you want to stand out, people are gonna start looking at you more. And that's not the reason why I was doing all this stuff. I sincerely wanted to be the freshman class president. I sincerely wanted to be a leader in my class. But nonetheless, it didn't work out the way I intended it to work out. So we're going through freshman year, you know what I'm saying? And all these people call me Miss President, and they're just random people I don't know just talking to me. And like I said, in high school, I was more of like, I wasn't popular, but I wasn't like nobody talked to me either. It's like a rock and a hard place, like, because I don't know how to really describe my place in the food chain, if that makes sense. And so in college, all these people that I didn't know, they're coming up to me because, I was like in the beginning of the limelight, if that makes sense, of college. This is before, all the upperclassmen get there. This is like, the beginning of the school year, during freshman orientation, and then it kind of went into the first couple of months of college. And so I'm joining, the campus choir, one of the campus choirs. I'm in this and that, whatever, doing my little thing, just being Kiara, and I found myself looking at my friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, the friends started branching off. I was fortunate, to go to school with some of the friends that I met in high school, as well as friends that I've grown up with in church since I was like 7. And I just started seeing these people just being people that I didn't know them to be. And I was like, hmm. I was really shook, okay? I was shook. And so I started to realize, through that journey, I'm kind of like skipping a whole bunch of stuff cuz I'll kind of address some stuff in another video, but as I started to matriculate through my first year of college, I started to realize that I wanted more. What I mean by that is that the college did not possess the things which I felt I needed to grow into the person I wanted to become. And so, with that, it was really not even about solely about the college, but it was also about the people who were going there and the people that I was calling my friends. So, which leads me to the identity part. I started to realize what my identity was and what I was called to do. Going into that college, I just kind of settled. I didn't realize that when I was going there, but I did because I wanted to go to another college that was like $50,000 a year. And I was like, I don't have that type of money. So I'm going to go to this college, even though all my life I was like, I'm never going there. I hate that school. And nonetheless, I go there and mm, all hell breaks loose. So, like I said, I started to understand my identity. And with that, I started to realize the people around me. And I started to realize as all hell was breaking loose, all kinds of stuff, just people being fake and just going through depression and being suicidal and all kinds of stuff breaking loose, and those same people who are my friends nowhere to be found, nowhere to call on, nowhere to lean. Those pivotal times in your life where you're like, where are my friends? Oh, they're right there. Honey, they were not, they were nowhere. They were as blank as this wall because they were invisible, okay? No. So that's where I really started to understand my calling. And sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm like trying to get my thoughts together as I'm speaking, but that's where I started to realize what I was supposed to do. And as I understood my identity, I understood my place and my role in taking control of my friendships. And so as I understood my identity, I started to heighten my awareness, and that's where that second component comes in. I did this, oh my goodness. But that's where that second component comes in, that heightening your awareness, because as I knew who I was, I knew who didn't need to be around me. And so as I heightened my awareness, I had the binoculars on. I was like, ooh, not a friend, not a friend, not a friend. I'm not saying go around and like drop you, drop you, drop you. But what I am saying is realize who's around you, because those people that you go all out for, you buy presents for, and that's another thing. I'm a people pleaser and I'm working on that. But if I believe you're my friend, I don't have no problem with buying you some food or doing something for you when your luck is down. You know what I mean? Like, I love hard as a friend. And so, as I heightened my awareness, I started to see these people who just were not coming in clutch as a friend. Like people I've known my entire life. I'm just like, hmm. I had to stop and think like, are they really my friend? Because we've been friends for all these years, or am I perceiving them as my friend because I feel this loyalty that I have to them? Because oftentimes we feel like, well, I've been friends with her and him for since kindergarten. What does that mean? When you are trying to get to a place in your life and you're trying to grow to a place in your life, understand that sometimes people have to drop off. And what I realized was that, these people that I've known all my life, you know, they were not the same people that I've known all my life. I had to realize that as I wanted something different in my life, so did they. And our difference weren't aligning. And see, I hate that I realized that, in my first year of college, because it was a hard time. It's a hard transition. It's something that's like, oh my goodness, like you can't get that back your first year of college, and it sucks. But you know what I learned that, like, honey, you have to be aware of who is around you. So that's why that key component of heightening your awareness, it is pivotal that you know who is around you. Don't let anybody into your circle, to your environment, into your space. Do you understand that these people have the power, whether you believe it or not? But the people you allow in your company have the power to shift your whole being, to shift whatever the heck you're supposed to be doing in life, all by how they exude your space and your environment. And so when I say heighten your awareness, I'm not saying just go through, if their dreams don't align with yours, boom, they gone. No, what I'm saying is start to really understand and to take a look at who plays what part in your journey. Because honey, understand this, in a play, if you are not on for that scene, you're off stage. So figure out who is not on scene in your movie, in your play, whatever the case may be. Figure out who is supposed to be on the scene at this moment. And if they're not, tell them the curtain is closed. you need to go backstage at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, it's not about cutting people off. It's about becoming the greatest you can be. And so, which leads me to my next component. Sorry, I'm slurring out my words. I'm literally like, like just help me, Jesus. Okay, so my next key component was growth, because out of all those things, I think that it's truly important that you're wanting to grow. I don't think that any of us who are going through the process of outgrowing friends get to just that point A without having that growth in mind. Because if you never wanted to grow, you'd be content with those people in your life, because you would never see the problem with them in your life. A lot of times we don't want to let people go, but then we realize this is stunting my growth. I look at those friends that I had, and yeah, they want to do this, they want to do that, and I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to do. And then I couldn't understand, well, how come I wasn't getting invited to the stuff? Well, why would they invite you, Kiara, if you don't want to drink, if you don't want to smoke? It doesn't make any sense. So instead of feeling like, oh, they don't include me, they don't do this, because that's how I was feeling. I was like, I am a dang good friend. And for me to sit here and not be included, boom, bye. Okay, I'm not saying you have to do it with an attitude or anything, but that's just my personality. I'm like, no, I can no longer receive the type of treatment you're giving me. I'm worth more. At the end of the day, I know who I'm supposed to be. And I'm still going through a hard time. But at the end of the day, I know that somehow God is going to see me through it, because I can't allow for these people to reside in my life anymore, because I cannot, harbor the mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you're allowing those people to still be in your life after you understand and how they're playing a role in your life, then at the end of the day, it just comes down to, what are you going to put up with? What are you going to, stand by? And for me, I could no longer stand by these people. Yes, they're great people. This is not about me or you being better than these people that you've outgrown, but it's about knowing and having the knowledge to realize that you have outgrown these people because you want to grow into a better person. It's all about, honestly, that whole process is about you. It's a selfish process, excuse me. It's a selfish process. It's like, oh, I want to be this. I want to get to that place. And and I realize that that person doesn't want to get to that place. And that's cool. They're on their own journey, but understand that they don't have a place in mine anymore. And that's what it comes down to. And it doesn't have to be about, it ain't a naked. Oh, okay. It ain't like that. It's literally like, I want to be great, and I want to have great people surrounding me. So I can't do that with you as a placeholder. And then also, what I realize is, when you want to go up, think about it like an elevator, okay? Everybody starts on floor 1, you know what I'm saying? And we all have these destinations to go. And maybe you're on the 15th floor. And you got somebody getting off on floor 1, not floor 1, excuse me, on floor 2. You got somebody getting off on 4 floors, floor 6, floor 8, and the list goes on. And then there's just 2 maybe. And you have to realize that in order to get to floor 15, you got to let everybody off that was supposed to get on their floor. And if there's somebody who's got to get off on a floor before yours, you have to allow them to get off first before you can move up to the next elevation level, okay? You cannot move up with these dead weight, okay? You literally have to get that in your mind. And what I think about it is this, right? I call them deadbeat friends, literally. And I know that sounds really bad, but that's how I had to you really figure out a concept in my mind, because I'm the type of person where, oh, but they can make it's just, no, stop making excuses for these deadbeat friends. Realize this. There's only one person that I know of that can resurrect something that's dead. And if it's dead, you need to leave it in the grave. Let go of these friendships that are no longer bringing new life to you. There is no position that they can hold in your life anymore. And until you receive that, until you really get that, this process will never, it will be a reoccurring process, because you'll be like, oh, I'm outgrowing friends. You'll stop. Like you'll find yourself stopping on one of these, parts of the journey, whether it be identity. You know who you are, but you're not ready to heighten your awareness. You're kind of turning the other cheek to, what who needs to be in what place of your life. Or you get to awareness, like you're aware that these are not your friends, but you want to be in that comfort. You want to have that comfortability around you, with the security of knowing that you, at least they might not be the best friends, but you have friends. Okay. And then there's some of us that get stuck at that growth. Like, you want to grow, but in order to grow, you got to be uncomfortable. In order to grow, you got to let some things go. In order to grow, sometimes you got to walk alone. And sometimes that's just the harsh reality that we don't want to face. I know for me, I did not want to face that, like walking alone. I would say, oh, I don't care if I walk alone. I can be by myself. Let me tell you something. I am so good at being by myself. It's scary now. I'm an only child, so I flourished in being with people. I'm a people person, even though like I'm kind of not. Like I'm an extrovert, but then I'm an introvert too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I loved being around people, so it was scary to be by myself. I would literally keep myself busy with people so that I didn't have to think that I was alone. But now, because God has, change my perspective, I'm able to see that I am better without these people, not because they're bad people, but simply because I can be the best me that I can be. And I realize He's gonna bring some even better people, and He already has. I just had to change my perspective. See, when you get to a place when you can change your perspective on the things that are taking place in your life, you can go to a different height. You can go you can grow to the person you want to be. But until you start to realize that there's going to be some uncomfortability in that process of outgrowing friends, you won't make it through it. So I hope, I know this was all over the place, but I really hope that this helps somebody. This is only my first like talk through video, so I got to get used to like talking to the camera, because I feel like my ideas are kind of like sporadic, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully as I, keep doing this, I get a little bit better, because I have so much to say even still on this topic, but because I'm like, oh, like I feel like I'm just kind of all over the place. I'm gonna just end here, because I think I hopefully put out some good points in this video, and I hope this helps somebody, you know what I'm saying? And let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions, because I feel like I'm really learning on this journey of outgrowing friends, and I feel like I have some great tips to share if you needed something else that you didn't get in this video. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to having another video up soon. So yeah. All right, bye. Thanks for watching.
Ain't nobody stopping my shine. They try to break me, try to take me out, but I got Jesus on my side.